Hey Ritesh, welcome
Hello,
and good
Samir. Thank
morning.
you for having me today.
Yeah, I know you are in Singapore, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Thank you so much for waking up so early.
Well, it's perfectly fine. It's the perfect time. Actually, I wake up an hour back,
Oh,
but
that's cool.
it's
Great,
really good.
great.
Thanks.
So let's start with um, Singapore, maybe.
Yeah.
How's Agile doing in Singapore? Do you have a good?
It's it's doing pretty great. I think people are really excited. And when we talk about Singapore in particular, even the government is very much invested in technology.
Oh, okay.
So they are looking forward to a lot of innovations. How do we make things better? How to go for digitization? A lot. So there is a lot of enthusiasm in people, in companies to innovate continuously, and
Yeah,
that's what I see all around. Interestingly, it was just yesterday that we concluded our global Scrum gathering in Singapore.
okay.
So it was fun, interacting with a lot of people there.
Oh, great, great. What was the highlight?
It was all about, so they had three streams: business agility, a
Hmm.
technical track, and agile beyond IT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty good to sort of understand the different views that people come in from, what they think, and how they think that they can, add value or generate more value out of what they are already doing, applying the agile principles and values. So it was a great interaction.
It's great, great. How did you get into the agile space?
By accident.
What was it?
Well, it was introduced actually in the organization because probably someone at the top, had experienced it
Hmm?
and saw the benefit out of it and say that we should rather do it. So it was more often it was a top down. It came to
Hmm?
us and say, let's do something like this. So what the heck? We are just doing our just work, but as it got introduced, as we got used to it, we had some uh, coaching around that, and we understood the value, and we understood it was probably something that was making our life easier.
Hmm?
So it's good. So we actually carried on, and till date, I think it's been over 6, 7 years that we have been doing that.
Okay.
Really?
In one of the LinkedIn posts, I was looking at your LinkedIn profile, and one of the posts that you commented on or actually liked was something around around coaching, and they were talking about how you can't change people. Um, uh, and your comment was something like, you can only show them the mirror.
Yeah, it was just yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that's actually what coaches are meant to do, to sort of have that conversation. And when I have conversation with the fellow Scrum Masters, who are dealing with the teams,
Hmm.
um, I often make this argument that as a Scrum Master, probably we should not really deal with the teams,
Hmm.
but deal with the individuals who work as a team.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because when you deal with individuals, you're not addressing a group, you
Hmm.
address individuals,
Yeah.
understand what they need.
Correct.
And that's how you can really address the whole group because then
Correct.
everyone is on the same
Correct.
page, or else you cannot just, go out and lecture at.
That's true. So, what is your role? What role do you play now? Are you like an agile coach, or
I'm a developer
you're a developer?
and I'm a scrum master.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Both at the same time.
Yes. And both full time.
Both full time.
Yes. Because I don't have to switch off my mind in either of the roles.
Mm-hmm. So how does it work on the ground? So
So I do support a
okay.
team of developers. We have product owner,
Okay.
and as Scrum Master, when I continuously work with the team.
Mm-hmm.
These are all my colleagues who I sometimes coach and I sometimes learn a lot from,
Mm-hmm.
and I do pick up tasks or whatever stories are available. I collaborate with them all day. And then there are actually 2, 3 teams that I contribute to,
Mm-hmm.
either in terms of coaching, consulting, whatever they need from me, and in whatever capacity and skills that I have that I may contribute. I just go out and on a typical day,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just all over the floor, going out, coding for a couple of hours, then getting into with some people on strapping on the board something, working, generating new ideas. So that's how a typical day is. And I don't know if I ever felt a need to distinct between
Mm-hmm.
the different roles that I do, but it just goes seamlessly.
So what technologies do you work in, like in terms of coding? Java? Is it .NET? Is it something else?
If I look at my career graph, I started as a .NET developer.
Okay.
Now I do Java. I do a lot of web development, and I'm looking forward to mobile development a lot.
Okay. Okay. Great. So this is very interesting, and as I've spoken to more people, um, uh, there is a sizable majority now who are thinking or doing what you are trying, or other situation that you are in.
Yeah.
That a Scrum Master is actually actively contributing,
Hmm.
and not solely being a Scrum Master. Um, how has it worked? What advantage do you see, or just what in your opinion, has this worked well? Is this the path forward?
Well, actually, then we have to see as to what the Scrum Master role essentially is. Can you come fresh out of college and become a Scrum Master?
I just had this conversation with someone yesterday, and they have a Scrum Master who is kind of 1 year out of college, and was on the team, and he said he's doing great.
Well, maybe people are, sometimes naturally talented, or probably
Hmm.
they learn a lot in school.
Yeah.
But essentially, to coach anyone, or to sort of get into someone's mind, and even if I want to help someone with a specific thing,
Hmm.
I need to get my hands dirty.
Hmm.
So till the time you get your hands dirty, so it could be, there are Scrum
Correct.
Master who comes from different profiles.
Correct.
Somebody would have a project management background, somebody would have a QA background. I mean, you have people from development background.
Hmm.
But essentially, all these people will succeed and can succeed only if they get their hands dirty,
Hmm.
sit in the field, they work with people, and that's the only essentially way. So, Scrum Master, if you see, is largely a role as they describe in the Scrum Guide, as in talks, as people do. And it's not essentially a skill. Skills are what you can put into your role. So
Hmm.
as someone coaching and facilitating the
Right.
team, you apply your skills. So
Right.
you could be a technician who apply your technical skills and help the team, or you bring in your project management experience and help the team. But if you look at a skill or probably a profession, maybe it won't have a future,
Hmm.
because a lot. What I see happening these days is even in education,
Hmm.
there is recognition of agility. There are, as they educate kids to start and go into the industry, they already know what agile is. They already know what
I
delivery
know.
means,
I
right?
know.
So their mindset is all set as to what I'm supposed to do. I need to take an ownership, and I
Hmm.
need to come forward. I need to ask questions. I
Correct.
remember at the time we graduated, give us the requirement, we'll do whatever you say.
Yeah.
That's how it used to work.
Yeah.
But now ask questions. Why do you need this?
Correct. Correct.
Right? And that's what the new generation is coming forward to. And probably that's what Scrum Master role was all about, introduced
Hmm.
to help people who need to sort of explore and be more outcoming, to sort of have a meaningful conversation with the customer. And that's what we want.
How many Scrum teams do you have in the company that you work in?
I think there are a lot. So we are a big organization with, I think, over 2,000 IT professionals here.
Okay.
And as far as the Scrum adoption is concerned, there would be over 50
Over
teams.
50 teams. And
But I
yeah.
won't say they are pure Scrum.
Okay.
They would be doing different things,
Yeah.
but they are something who are agile aware and trying to
Correct.
adopt and do a lot of things.
And I was talking to someone yesterday, actually yesterday, uh, in India, and it was a comment he made is, Scrum Masters are not valued so much in India. Have you experienced that?
I don't really see, somebody valuing a profession. We value skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's about what skills are we presenting. Scrum Master, when you make that a profession,
Mm-hmm.
then there are upsides and downsides to it.
Mm.
It's meant to be a role. Now, let's talk about who was the first Scrum Master of the first ever Scrum team. Have you read it?
No. Was it what? Ken Swaber or Jeff Sutherland? One of
Uh,
those two?
this person named John McKenna.
Hmm.
He was a part-timer.
Okay.
He was a part-time coach to a team,
Okay.
the first documented Scrum team,
Hmm.
and he was a developer.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
and let's see how many developers do we have as the authors of Agile Manifesto.
all of them.
Essentially. So it's not about that. So if you make it a profession out of it,
Mm-hmm.
I think that sooner or later people will see problems. By the acceptability. And I see people, okay, what job you will do once the team is mature, what will you do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, Easy answer is maybe I'll become a coach, agile coach.
Correct.
That's a very common answer that people seek. That now I'm this, my career goes there. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think people needs to really concentrate on career from a professional perspective. That this is the ladder and I'll go. This is the next. It's about the skills and what skills we develop. There are lots of professions that are no longer in practice because
Correct.
they are not required.
Correct.
So we just need to consider our skills. Probably you will not require developers after 10 years once the AI and machine learning comes in place. So
Yeah.
it's about us to continuously learn and experiment with ourselves. So I cannot restrict or wall myself that I am a Scrum Master
Mm.
and I'll be doing this one thing and I cannot do anything else. So we need to identify where our interest lies. So my interest lies in development. I continue with it.
Mm-hmm.
When I became Scrum Master, I never left development.
Correct. Correct.
And I'm sure the Scrum Master who were project managers or related to quality, they would continue with their passion because that's how they entered it, I assume,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with their particular skills.
Correct.
So yeah, I don't think people need to really read about the future of a profession, but
Mm-hmm.
perhaps the future of themselves and the skills that they made for the future.
It's great. Great. I was like over the weekend reading Elon Musk, the biography, and the kind of things that he's been able to achieve with all his three companies, Tesla, SpaceX, Solar City. It's so
Yeah.
amazing. It's uh, I think that should be the direction. Focus on products, focus on problems, and not focus on this process stuff. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but
No,
um,
I can't.
if people are excited to work towards something, they will find a way to work and collaborate.
Indeed.
They will,
Indeed.
yeah. Having daily stand-ups and retrospectives is not going to lead to a better product.
It's certainly their choice and it should be left to them.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, I'll share this story with you. You know what? It happened to us once that we were not really going good with the retrospectives.
Mm-hmm.
That we once felt that people are not contributing, or people when you go into retrospective, people will what and say, "I have nothing to say,"
Right.
and everyone say, "I have nothing to say."
Yeah.
So we will. But as a team, we also thought that in the early days, that okay, we are doing Scrum, we need to sort of improve, and of course, there is a continuous need to improve, which
Yeah.
is sort of undisputed that yes, we need to improve. But what is going wrong? Why do we don't have ideas? So let us sort of and do this. Let us all penalize ourselves.
Mm.
Say if no ideas come in, we'll penalize ourselves $2, $5, whatever it
Mm.
takes. And over a period of time, we'll use that money to celebrate, have drinks and stuff like
Right.
that. So it worked well. But then we realized over a period of time, would still given money, I'll say I have no idea.
Yeah.
So then we realized that probably penalizing doesn't help because they know that money is coming back to them in form of drinks. So it's the same thing. But what we realized in detail was that we all were already working closely with each other every day sitting together
Mm-hmm.
that as soon as there is an impediment or an issue, we are resolving it then and there.
Hmm.
So at the end of the sprint, we probably don't have anything. So we
Correct.
don't really need to wait for the ceremony to do
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that we learn from experience.
That's true. That's true. Well, yeah, awesome conversation, and thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and waking up so early too.
It's perfectly fine. It's my pleasure. Thank you very much, Samir.
Thank you.